Here, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Asta was able to take magic away? Part, well, part 2. Now, I should mention one thing. I was doing part 2 until my, what's it called, footage was corrupted, and I only did it for 15 minutes, which pissed me off. So, of course, I am back trying to fucking do this. What if, well, my footage being corrupted, or, well, not footage, mostly, what's it called, phone turning off. So, yeah, I am pissed and annoyed. But, of course, well, so, of course, yes, this is part 2 of this what if. And I'm trying to do this, but it's quite annoying. So, yeah, wait. So, this is where, well, Asta is, well, not Asta, blah. So, this is part 2 of what's it called. Part 1 was last, like, 2 weeks ago. So, of course, no recap because it hasn't been a month. But, of course, we go into, well, the what if. Of course, we go into Asta being in the Spade Kingdom. Now, of course, Asta is in the Spade Kingdom right now, well, kind of trying to take over, well, take the magic from some devils. Mostly the three main ones from the Dark Tribe. Mostly Vanica, Tannen, and even Dante. Now, I was at the part where Dante and Asta were fighting, because, well, the other ones got corrupted, so yeah. But of course, I wasn't really at the part because that was part 1. Part 1, I was just explaining it. But part 2, before my fucking footage decided to be corrupted, I was trying to talk about that. So let me explain really fast instead of like going over, well, part 2 that got deleted. Okay, it just quite annoys me. So let me just go into the damn what if before I get more rambling on. So we go into Asta. Asta is right now just like trying to, well, he is trying to kind of like get the devil magic. Now, like I did mention that Asta does have the magic called All for One. Well, that's a magic kind of spell, or not magic, this magic that he has. He's able to take magic mana and even the grimoire into himself. So yeah, well, mostly the grimoire goes into his grimoire. His own grimoire, that's a 5-leaf. Now, of course, he knows about Libby's existence, and of course, Libby does know about Asta, and of course, well, they have a deal, and they want to destroy the devils, and destroy the fucking, the government system between all 4 kingdoms. Now, of course, Asta basically wants to just bring anarchists to this world where there's no government or any of that. But of course, it's where Asta has to deal with, well, a lot of things. Of course, he's not alone in what's called the Spade Invasion. He has other people, because you see here, not just what's called All for One from My Villadimia. I don't give a shit about the hero thing. But really, I don't like, let me first say something. I don't like My Hero Academia, but I like the villains and the quirks, but yeah. So, that's the one thing I just like about. But, what's it called? From All for One, if I can remember right, I haven't actually read or even watched My Hero Academia in a while. But of course, if I can remember right, All for One can take, well, abilities away and also be able to give abilities. So yeah, that's what Asta basically did. Make a whole organization that's called the League of Villains. Or the League, or not the League of Villains, the Invaders, okay? Yeah, I'm just gonna call them that. For right now, I don't actually, no wait, yeah, you know, I have an idea. The Anarchists. So of course, they are called that to kind of, well, show that they don't belong to any system of government. Either from the, well, different 4 kingdoms, so yeah. Of course, this is where Asta, he's right now just walking through the Spade Kingdom, and of course just looking around, mostly because, well, his other people are right now fighting against the Dark Disciples, but this is where, well, Vanica appears and tries to claw at Asta. Now this is where Asta dodges, and this is where Vanica tries to attack him again, but this is where Asta says, you know, you should use your devil magic. You know, your pathetic devil magic. This is where, well, Vanica gets annoyed and does use her cursed, well, devil magic, and of course tries to attack Asta in this form, well, in that form that she tried to fight against well, not try, was like fighting against Noel like original canon. Of course, where Asta, he puts out his right hand and his left hand. His left hand decides to grab both of Vonika's arms, and his right hand he decides to puts his hand on Vonika's hair, mostly head. This is where he starts absorbing the double magic and also the blood magic. But mostly managed to absorb all the double magic before Zenin tried to attack him. Now Zenin was like saying, "Are you okay, sis?" This is where Dante also appears, saying, "So, you must be the invader who is right now attacking the Spade Kingdom. That's not very nice of you. But, hey Vonika, can you use your This is where, Vonika says, I can't use my double magic." This is where both Dante and, Zenin narrow their eyes. Asta, who now be able to use the double magic, says, "This is interesting. So this is what the cursed double magic can do." And I don't even need to use a contract to have the power, when I already absorbed their whole life being into my power. I just have to absorb you two left. I will take Lucifer and Belzen or whatever, and I will now be the most powerful being in this world. This is where, Dante says gravity magic times, mostly not gravity magic. He says domain king. This is where, a gravity pressure smashes upon Asta, but this is where Asta, he kind of uses black and red lightning appearing around him. This is where his anti-magic kind of destroying the gravity around him. This is where he appears right now on a burst of speed, right now punching Dante in the face, sending him into multiple walls. Didn't try to attack him with a bone attack, but this is where Asta kind of launches a red and black flame attack towards the bones, right now destroying the bones thanks to the anti-magic into those flames. You see here, any magic that Asta absorbs becomes anti. It kind of just becomes like the anti-magic version of it. So yeah, or not the anti-magic, mostly it just has anti-magic into it. It does have the same properties as, the similar magic. But yeah, the magic that Asta took in. This is where, Asta burns through the bones and, of course, almost hits Zenin. Zenin had to grab Vonika, and Vonika said, "This is great. Can we even defeat him?" This is where Zenin says, "Of course." He goes into 50% of the devil mode. This is where Dante goes 75%. This is where they start fighting against Asta. This is where Asta laughs and starts fighting against him. But this is where Asta goes 100% double union. You see here, Asta has already figured out how to go double union. It's been, 2 months since Asta met with Libby, and he figured out how to go double union with Libby. Now, of course, they have similar goals together, so of course, this is where Asta goes into double union, right now bursting into power, and you see, the anti-magic and the other properties of the magic that he has. Was he fire, water, earth, whatever bullshit, the elements that now has anti-magic into them, and he's easily piercing and destroying both Dante and Zenin. This is where Asta appears right in front of Dante with his left hand, and this is where, with what's it called, Zenin next to, basically, both Asta and Dante appearing right next to Zenin. This is where Asta grabs him from, mostly from the head. Basically, he kind of puts his left hand onto Dante's head, and the right hand onto Zenin's head. This is where he starts absorbing their magic and their devil magic. Right now, their forms are kind of dimming down towards the fact that they are actually, no longer having double magic. Double magic is now gone from them. Lucifer is actually gone from the world of the Underworld. This is where, he actually took, all their magic this time, instead of how they interrupted him from Vonika. This is where he finally took the bone magic, the spatial magic, and the space magic, and what's it called, the regeneration that Dante has. This is where Asta now has these, magic powers, and this is where he then looks at both of them. This is where they say, "Give us back our..." Asta says, "Be gone, you weaklings. Air pressure, anti-magic, ripper." He destroys them in an instant. This is where he looks at Vonika, and Vonika seems scared for her life. That's where she tries to get up, but this is where Asta says, "Where do you think you're going?" Come on. You know what? I can use you. I can really use you. This is where, Vonika says, "What are you gonna do with me?" That's what Asta says, "Your curse magic is interesting, but I'm not interested in your curse magic fully. How about this? I decide to give you back your curse magic and your blood magic if you work for me now. This is where, well, Veronica gulps, but this is where the only thing that she can actually live. This is, well, the only choice that she gets to live, so of course she accepts it. That's why Asta says, good. That's good to know. Now I should mention how tall Asta is. He is not 5'1". You see here, Asta actually grew taller in a couple of months when he was doing all this. But yeah, Asta became 6 feet after a while. He just grew up. He just had this growth span already. That's where, well, Asta, after defeating everyone in the Spade Kingdom, he decided to leave the, what's it called, people from Spade Kingdom. But before leaving, he actually took the queen along with him. Mostly imprisoning her because he realized one thing. This is actually Yuno's mother. And another reason to piss off Yuno. You see here, Asta's very petty. And if it's something that's interesting to him, can be very easily manipulated and can actually be used. So of course Asta took her along with him. But yeah. But of course we go into a time skip of when the what's called that whole tournament happening for the Royal Magic Knights. Yeah, that is happening. Yuno is trying, well, not trying. He's winning pretty easily because there's no one to actually rival him except for Noel, but Noel is on his team. But this is where, well, something happened. The Purple Orcas did, well, before the whole tournament did happen, because it kind of happened a week after, well, Asta's evasion into the Spade Kingdom and all that. Yeah, mostly destroying some of the Dark Tribal. This is where Asta managed to join the Purple Orcas. How did he do that? You see here, the Purple Orca leader, the original leader that, well, yeah, the original leader that was coming and all that, wasn't actually arrested, and of course could easily, well, he wasn't like kicked out from being captain and all that. He was still doing shady things. And the one shady thing he kind of found out was with Asta. Asta paid him a great amount of coins and gold for the one reason that he gets to join his team and go to the Magic Royal Knights. Now, of course, the Purple Orca the captain didn't ask questions and why he even asked that. But of course, Asta just said so. This is where, well, the Purple Orca says, sure, why not, kid? You can go. Well, he didn't say kid, he said sir, because Asta seems way too tall for even being a kid. He assumed Asta to be 19 or even like 20 or something, even higher than that, from the fact that Asta was 6 feet. Yeah, Asta was 6 feet, but this is where Asta didn't just join along. He brought someone that was actually younger than Asta himself. You see here, Asta wasn't just alone. Asta brought, well, someone that was actually a child. Well, it was a kid that actually wanted to become stronger after what? His name was Shigaraki, and he had, well, bluish hair. Now, he had a magic called Decay, and he was actually 14 years old, younger than Asta, but was able to kind of get a grimoire from the fact that Asta managed to create one out of thin air. But of course, this is where Shigaraki's Decay magic was very powerful, but he had little to no mana. But of course, Asta gave him mana, meaning that his Decay power is pretty damn powerful. Now, of course, this is where Shigaraki, he kind of wears like a bluish jacket, dark pants, and of course, it's in the Purple Orca, so of course he has the Purple Orca symbol. Now, of course, us is the same. And this is where they go into the Magic Royal Knights. Now, of course, we go into, well, fast forward into, well, what's it called? The Royal Magic Knights. This is where Yuno widened his eyes, seeing Asta in the Purple Orcas after the last time he hasn't seen him. Now, of course, Asta ignores any attempt that, Yuno tries to contact with him, try to talk to him. Asta basically full-blown ignores Yuno, just ignores him for one reason. Well, I said that twice. The one reason is so he doesn't give any clues. He basically just ignores Yuno, and saying who he is, why does he keep talking to him or whatever. But Asta knows He's just being a manipulating cunt most of the time, but he's trying to make sure that is mistaking Asta for someone else. Mm. But this is where is for sure that it's Asta. He hasn't seen Asta in the last time that he heard that Asta kind of disappeared, but now he in front of him as a Purple Orca member. Now, of course, was actually happy and actually wants to fight him in the what's called like in the inn. So of course he told Asta not to lose, even though Asta's name on the board was clearly not Asta. Asta on his name on the board, he changed his name. The Purple Orca captain had to change the mafia boss name because you see here, Asta is not just some petty criminal who wants to destroy the four kingdoms. He is a mafia boss, and he's one of the strongest mafia bosses in the entire four kingdoms. Reason why is because his power, his magical power, is a mystery to almost anyone, and those who actually join him must swear an oath for the fact that they won't tell anyone about his magic. They all respect him, so of course they will not tell anyone about his magic. Now, of course, the Purple Orca had to change his name because even though he's a powerful mafia boss, and no one actually knows on how Asta looks like or anything. Of course, the Purple Orca was also having to make an oath for the fact that he couldn't say anything because he wanted to keep making business, a lot of money from Asta, because Asta is a wealthy person, very wealthy. Of course, he's more wealthy than actual nobles himself. You see here, where did he get all this money? Well, the diamond and the Spade Kingdom. Yeah, when he went to go raid them, he actually took all that shit. Yeah, he didn't left one penny. But whatever. Asta is basically, his name on the board is not named Asta. His board on the board, it says, he had to take the devil's name, basically the one that he has. And of course, his name is Libby. And of course, Asta kind of, not took the name Libby, no. He actually took the name, he took the name Red Rito because the fact that he can actually use red lightning. Now, of course, this is where, he kind of, took that name, and of course, this is where Shigaraki's name is still Shigaraki, because, yeah, that's just his name. Now, of course, this is where, he is Tomura. His actual first name is Tomura, not Shigaraki, but it's Shigaraki in the board. Now, of course, both Shigaraki and Asta are on a team. Now, Shigaraki basically destroys the other opponents by easily destroying their magic, by just decaying them, or just destroying in an instant. Now, of course, Asta hasn't even lifted one hand up. Now, of course, the third teammate that they have was actually planted there by Asta. He kind of he mostly knocked out someone from another team, knocked them out, and basically took their magic and killed them and all that, and put it on a different person that's able to transform themselves into looking like the same person. So of course, this person's from the Blue Aqua, and right now is helping Asta. It knows about Asta's plan. Basically, Asta, why is he in the magic Royal Knights? It's for one reason. To see how powerful, Yuno has gotten. And Asta realized that Yuno has gotten pretty damn powerful. But Asta sees how there's a couple more rounds left until him fighting against Yuno. But he's not there to fight Yuno. He instead loses on purpose, basically telling, the Blue Aqua dare to kind of just sabotage, themselves so they would lose. So of course that happens. So of course, after that happening, Asta, he kind of walked away, already knowing that he lost. But yeah. But of course, this is where Asta, he didn't really care about fighting against Yuno. So of course, this is where, after their match lost again to, Solid's team. Before Solid was actually about to say something arrogant, Asta made sure to paralyze him by actually sending a red shock of lightning. Because Asta hates nobles so much, but before losing on purpose, he actually shocked in the hell out of, what's it called, solid, making sure that he's paralyzed for the next round. And of course, well, Asta then just like walks away, realizing that they lost, so of course they decide to leave. Mostly they manage to excuse themselves from leaving. Shigaraki, Asta, and even what's it called, the Blue Aqua Captain. Well, not Blue Aqua Captain, mostly just other, well, OC. This is where, well, they are all just walking away, and this is where, well, kind of was confused. Did he mistake Asta for someone else? Or, what the hell? He said, whatever. Of course, Asta already kind of, just from a far away distance, he was actually making sure that to see everything that has. Every type of whatever magic bullshit he has. So yeah, he just makes sure just to kind of check on him. So of course, this is where, well, the Blue Aqua Deer, well, not Blue Aqua Deer Captain, mostly the Blue Aqua, the person, actually transformed back into the original state. This is actually Vanica. Now, Vanica actually just had the magic ability to kind of just switch into kind of being a different person. Just a magic ability that mostly Asta had. So, of course, Vanica said, oh, funny, out of the disguise. Why the hell did I have to be a disguise? Because if you weren't, you would have been noticed probably from the fact that you have still this Spade Kingdom patch or whatever. The eye patch. This is where she said, I guess you're right. This is where, well, Asta says, whatever, just go. This is where, well, they leave, and of course, this is where, well, Veronica already knew what Asta was after. Mostly the Golden Dawn boy named Yuno. And Veronica already realized that Yuno's definitely from the, what's called Spade Kingdom Prince. Even Asta already found that out. This is where Shigaraki knows about it, and of course, he would have decayed what's it called, Yuno in an instant if it was in Asta's command. So yeah. But other than that, I'm gonna have to leave it off here. But have a nice potato day, potato night, potato day, potato, and good night. Bye.